Hey guys, welcome back to another deck donation video. Mill just won a recent Modern Challenge, so we actually got a deck donation for a cool Mill deck. So your typical Mill deck is Dimir. It's running Fatal Pushes, Thoughtseize, Surgical Effects. This deck is a Simic Mill deck that focuses on copying Ruin Crab and Hedron Crab to mill our opponents out as fast as possible. So let's take a look at the deck, and then we can talk about the sideboard. For our 1-drops, we have our normal set of crabs, we have Hedron Crab and Ruin Crab. This is going to be the backbone of the deck because we're trying to copy it with Mystic Reflection and Springheart Nantuko. So you might remember Springheart back when Nadu was legal. We're trying to do something similar where we're enchanting a crab and then making copies of it while we're making land drops. So if we can get a crab out on turn 1, we can bestow the crab on turn 2, and then make our land drops, copy crabs, mill our opponents out. Another way to do that is by casting Mystic Reflection. So this can be an offensive spell if we're ahead with crabs, or it can be a defensive spell, which you'll see later on. If an opponent plays a crazy big creature, we can just target our crab, and it enters in as a crab instead of like an Archon or a Flage or anything like that. To help make our land drops, we have 2 Elvish Reclaimer, and then we have 1 Colony Heart Expedition. So if we're making our land drops, we can crack this, hit 2 land drops at once, copy things, and go crazy from there. The last card in the main that you don't typically see is Natural Affinity. It's really good against control matchups and decks with board wipes. So if we're able to get a bunch of lands on the battlefield at their end step, we can cast this, make all our creatures 2/2s, and just attack for lethal. A lot of the time, your opponents aren't worrying about their life total because they're up against mill. They're going to be fetching and shocking a lot, so maybe we can seal win that way. Moving on to the sideboard, we have 1 Echoing Truth for bounce effects, 2 Whiplash Traps. So this is a card you don't see very often. It's basically a 1-mana double bounce. So if an opponent had 2 or more creatures enter the battlefield, you can pay 1 blue and bounce 2 creatures. So you're going to bring this in against heavy creature decks, similar with Summoning Trap. So if they counter your creature, you can pay 0, and you can put in a Springheart, Elvish Reclaimer, or a Crab. We have 6 for the grindy matchups, 2 more Natural Affinity for the same reasons we mentioned, Veil of Summer for Dimir decks, Ensnaring Bridge for heavy creature decks, Soulless Jailers, Soul God Lantern for graveyard decks, and then Ghost Quarter, Boseiju for land decks. So that is your Simic Mill donation deck in Modern. Before we get into the video, I want to talk to you guys about becoming a YouTube channel member. You'll get access to a lot of cool perks like loyalty badges, cool emotes, and early access to videos like this one. Also, we are a Mana Traders content creator, so if you want to save up to 25% on your first subscription, all that information is in the description below. So if you want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and let's get in the gameplay. Alright, welcome to match 1 on the play. We're going to keep this hand. We have 2 lands, Crab, Reflections, a counter, Leyline of the Guildbacks. We're up against Domain. We'll see how our Domain matchup is. Might have to use Mystic Reflection to stop a Scion. Just get an island here and play Ruin Crab. Maybe we can Archive Trap them if they have a fetch land. But they don't have to fetch. Oh, they just have the Bolt. Field of Ruin. Let's play another Crab. Play Misty. Mill them a little bit. And then we'll pass. We'll just probably get a Hedge Maze at the end of their turn. I really want them to tap their fetch land so we can Field of Ruin it. That would be ideal. Another fetch land. So I guess hopefully they don't play Scion here. Just Kavu. We'll see. Ragavan. They might just like bolt this when we go to fetch. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Like, if they're going to bolt it, they're going to tap their land anyway. Oh, Leyline Binding. That's fine. So we'll get a Hedge Maze. Another Crab. I'm going to say no. Because we want to field them, and we have Archive Trap. We kind of want like more stuff. We draw another Crab anyway. I guess we'll just... So we could play Crab and then play Field of Ruin and hold up in Mana Leak, I guess that's the play. We could also foretell Mystic Reflection. Mill Scion. Yeah, I guess we'll just probably take a hit from Ragavan. It's not ideal, but they attack for 2. We have to take it. They find Fractured Sanity. We don't care about that. The main thing is if they're stuck on 2 mana, the treasure really helps them out. Okay, they have Thundering Falls. They keep it on top. It's going to end up getting milled most likely anyway. Kavu. So we could Mystic Reflection this, but then they'd get a Crab instead of a Kavu. I think that's fine. Let's try it. We can maybe save Mana Leak for something more. Oh, they had the Stub. So they stub that. We find Natural Affinity. I guess we'll field Archive Trap. Probably not winning this one, though. A little far behind. An island. Mill them. Archive Trap them. See if they're playing anything special or if it's just like a stock list. Yeah, it's pretty stock. A couple stubs in the main. But yeah, it's going on their turn 4, and we've only barely milled half their deck. So probably not working out for us. They get in. We take it. Go down to 9. They mill a Crab. I wonder if there's a world they play the Crab just because. Oh, they find a Scion. Alright, we'll take a draw step. But... just a forest. Gonna be a tough matchup. Against Domain, we want Ghost Quarters, Boseiju, Ensnaring Bridge. But they have Leyline Binding, so Ensnaring Bridge isn't even that good. They usually play 1 creature a turn, so Whiplash isn't that good. We didn't see any Flages either, which was interesting. We're gonna take out Tasha's. Definitely bad against them. So bring in all this. Probably don't need all the Ghost Quarters. We'll try that. Alright, on the play for game 2. And we're going to keep. We have some crabs. They start with Leyline again, which sucks. It's kind of like night and day, this deck. If they have Leyline, probably not winning. We'll see if we can play 2 crabs before they Leyline binding this or something. We do have the Misty, which is actually pretty funny. I kind of want to just Besage this now. I think I'm going to. It sucks because we're not going to get to Ruin Crab them, but I think it's important. Go to Forest. We'll Besage that. They're stuck on a Plains, which is really awkward for them. Like, yeah, we don't get the crab value, but sometimes they keep hands just solely based off Leyline. Arid Mesa. Maybe we should get a breeding pool for double blue, so that way we could foretell or Ruin Crab. Well, Scion anyway. Alright, so just kind of a 4/4 Scion. No Guild Pact. Drew draw the blue. Let's Ruin Crab, play an island. There are 18 cards, and then we'll just pass. So we're going to try to get Visions going. They attack for 4, down to 15. So they're going to go to cast Flage here. We're just going to Mystic Reflection, Ruin Crab. So when that comes in, it comes in as a Ruin Crab. Kind of funny. Draw an Archive Trap. So what sucks is, because they had Flage, our Visions of Beyond isn't very good, so I'm just going to cycle this into another Ruin Crab, and then we're just going to pass. So this is a tough matchup for a lot of reasons. Flage just kind of getting free mills. They're targeting us with the mills, which makes sense. We'll see if they want to fetch. They've shown no counters, so we're assuming that they have like stubs in hand. I get them for 4, and they just pass. We draw a Mana Leak. Alright, we'll just pass. Mana Leak is just going to get weaker and weaker as the game goes on, though. We really want them to fetch, but they're not going to play around Archive Trap because they don't need to. Ruin Crab. The fact that they're hitting the land drop sucks, too, because we have the Mana Leak. We have 3 turns. Down to 7. 2 turns now. Alright, they do fetch. They could have, like, Lightning Bolt, Tribal Flames. We haven't seen any of that in the graveyard. Yeah, they shotgun Sacred Foundry. Flage. Alright, that happens. They target us. Go down to 4. Do they have the Tribal Flames? They do. Let's see if they have the stub also. We haven't seen stub yet, so we're assuming that they do have it. Yeah. Alright, they got us. Alright, match 2 on the play. We have lands, we have crabs, we're going to keep. If we can get that second blue source, we have a lot of Tashas, so we can kind of go ham there. Let's start with the Hedron Crab. I like leading off on this first, because if it's going to die, it's the O2 versus the O3. Flooded Strand. Alright, they crack it, so Archive Trap is live. Except if this is energy, we're going to be sad. 2 tough matchups in a row. It is. Alright, at least we have a Ruin Crab to block for a little bit. See if this hits a Flage. No Flage. Yeah, it does hit a Flage. Okay. But yeah, Domain into energy, not what you want to see from the mill side. Field of Ruin. Play Ruin Crab. Play Forest. Mill them. Mill them. Not bad. Spyro. Flage. Those are the 2 to worry about in their graveyard. Let's see if they have like a Johnny or some follow-up here. If we can keep our crabs alive, we can Field of Ruin and go nuts here. We'd love for them to not kill our crabs. No Static Prison or Discharge. Alright, well, Thraben Charm. Pretty annoying. Fortunately, it can only kill the 1 crab, so they kill the crab. Another crab. So let's play that out. Man, if that survived, we would have had 3 crabs out. It would have been sick. Play Field of Ruin. Mill them. Mill them. 1 discharge. 2 discharge. 3. Okay, so the chances of them having discharges are low. And the fact that they use the Thraben Charm, that's even lower. So we're going to Field of Ruin next turn. Let's see what they have here. Oh, they do have a Flage, so they do get to kill a crab. Kind of unfortunate. They kill the Ruin Crab. We can Field of Ruin their Sacred Foundry. They'll just get a Plains, but that's fine. So they pass Misty. Again, if we had those crabs out, we would have just like won on the spot. So let's play Misty. Trigger Crab. Crack Misty. Just get the island. They're at 18 cards in library. I think we have to, I'm not going to field them. Oh, wait, let's see if they have a Plains actually. Let's see if, oh, they do. We got both of their Plains actually. Yeah, so let's just field them here. You could toss them, then they could Flage us. Let's see. How many mountains do they have? 1 mountain. So let's just take them off white. Get another island. Marsh Flats. Probably should have just tossed them. Elegant Parlor. They put a Johnny in the graveyard. They have 12 cards left in library. The 1 Tasha should do it. Goblin Bombardment's not going to do it. We'll block. It doesn't matter if they sack Ragavan and ping it. We don't really care. Hedge Maze. Okay, well. Cast Tasha's. Alright, they go down to 0 cards. Let's see if they're running just like a stock list. 1 voice, maybe some in hand, and we'll pass. And we win. So again, this is a unfavorable matchup, so the fact that we won game 1 is really good for us. Against them, definitely want Ensnaring Bridges. We want Whiplash Trap, Echoing Truth for tokens maybe. Soul God Lantern for Flage. Take out the Mana Leaks, a little slow, especially on the draw. So if we want this, we'll take out Affinity. We're never going to be attacking. Mystic Reflection is pretty medium. Take out Jace, probably Colony Heart. I'm gonna try that. Alright, we have Crab, we have lands. We'll keep. We start with a tap land. We're gonna do the same actually. Fractured Sanity. Start with Shell Dock, look to crab next turn, put Fractured Sanity underneath. You kind of want them to tap out so that way your crab lives. Maybe they'll play a Johnny here. They do play a Johnny. We're just going to crab. We'll double crab. Yeah, I guess we'll play Ruin Crab. Play Misty. Just get an island here. We can get the green source with Misty. There's a Flage. Ejun Crab. So if our crabs live, which unlikely because they probably have a Flage or a Discharge in hand, they fetch with the Mesa. We have Soul God Lantern next turn. There's the Flage. Eat the Ruin Crab. Get him for 3 or 2. Block here. Tasha's. Let's play Misty. We're going to try to mill them for a lot before we Soul God Lantern them. We'll crack. So I'm trying to think if we should get a Hedge Maze to set up our next turns, or just probably we could cycle Fractured Sanity. Yeah, let's just get the green source for now. Mill them. Because we could always foretell this. Cast Soul God Lantern. Eat Flage. I wish they only had one Flage in there, so that way we don't have to crack this, but we do. So I'm trying to think if I want to cycle this now and then crack this, or just hold up Mystic Reflection on Crab. I think I'm going to hold up Mystic Reflection, because if they play like Spyro or something, I'll be sad. Yeah, let's just crack Soul God Lantern, and then we'll hold up Mystic Reflection. So 2 Flages down, 2 Ocelot Prides, 3 Ocelot Prides. Yeah, they did have it. They would have crushed us. They're hasting something, so definitely going to Mystic Reflection, whatever this is. They have 2 spells. Oh, that's a good one. Goblin Bombardment, Voice of Victory. Alright. Well, Mystic Reflection, the Voice. And we're going to target the Voice too, because if they want to Goblin Bombardment, they'd have to sack both their creatures. They can just ping the crab and then do all this. We're not going to block here. Take 3. See if they want to sack this now. Most likely. No, wow. Whiplash Trap. Okay. So I kind of want to hold this open. I just really don't want to mill a Flage. That's the issue. Let's just Tasha's. I don't think we can afford to play around anything. Maybe we'll get lucky. We did get lucky. They have 12 cards left in the library, and this is 14. So we didn't hit a Flage. We just hit a bunch of lands and 1-drops. So cast Fractured Sanity, and we win. They're hasting something, though. Is it going to be a Spyro? It is a Spyro. They shouldn't be able to kill us from 13, but we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They might be, actually. Can they kill us with a Johnny? I guess is the question. We're definitely going to block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They just choose not to? Alright, we're going to cast Fractured Sanity. Yeah, so getting this forest wasn't smart, just because we have so many blue cards, it's not worth it to get the forest. Slowly learning that. So we milled their entire deck, and they die at upkeep. So I think if they would have done this, they might have won if they did it like 2 turns ago. Alright, match 3 in the play. We have a crab, we have lands. Pretty much all you need in this deck, right? Every hand has just been lands, crabs, go. Island, Ejun Crab. Let's see if we can archive trap them. Blue to Delta. Looks like we're going to get to. Oh, they just pass. Okay. So we'll have Mana Leak open for maybe their turn 2 play, depending on what this is. Windswept Heath. Alright, Ejun Crab, mill and save. Let's see what they are. Oh, they fetch. I'm curious why they're fetching now. Oh no, it's a graveyard deck. Well, that's not good. I guess we're going to help them out a little bit. With all the free mill. So this is going to be Grixis Reanimator. And we don't have any surgical effects in this deck, so I guess we're just gonna chill and hopefully Mana Leak their Persist on Archon. Fatal Push. They went to do something here. Get the Breeding Pool. Alright, that happens. We're just gonna cycle. Make them mill a little more. I mean, maybe we can hit all their red sources. We hit Blood Crypt and Raucous Theater. I think that's all their red sources. But they obviously don't need them. We hit a Ruin Crab and a land. Let's play Ruin Crab. Play Misty. Mill them. How many persists do they have? That's the question. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we hit 3 persists. That's really good. We just really want our crabs to live. Do they have Thought Scour? Oh, cycle. Okay. They should have did this to hit a red source. They failed to find a swamp card. Yeah, they should have did this a while ago. I think we got like all their good stuff. Thoughtseizes. They're gonna Thoughtseize our Mana Leak. That kind of sucks. I guess we'll just fetch now. Keep them guessing. Mill. So as long as they don't have the persist here. They spell pierce. Okay, that's fine. They're just gonna look and see 2 lands and be sad about it. Visions of Beyond. That's actually huge. So cast Visions. Oh, we find Mystic Reflections. Dude, Mystic Reflections against this deck is actually insane. Alright, that's hilarious that we won. Alright, so unfortunately we don't have any surgical effects, but we have Ensnaring Bridge, Soulless Jailer, Soul God Lantern, Veil of Summer. I don't think we're not going to be attacking with 2/2s. So let's say we want these. I think we want Echoing Truth. It's like decent. I'm not sure. I think Tasha's easy out. And I don't think we want the Whiplash Trap either. Because usually they're just playing like 1 creature a turn. I think Colony comes out 2. They just have so much removal. This is a solid hand. We have Mystic Reflection for Archon. We have turn 1 Crab. And just go Delta Go. Unfortunately, we have to crack Misty first. We don't even have to play Crab this turn. Actually, yeah, let's play Crab this turn because we're going to want to hold up Mystic Reflection next turn. If they want to push it, it's whatever. Yeah, they're just going to push it. Maybe we just Surveil there. I think we were going to do the right play. We didn't even Archive Trap them either. It's okay. You almost like don't want to Archive Trap them early because it gets their mill on. But I think because we have Mystic Reflection, maybe we can. But now we have nothing to... Alright, they play Psychic Frog. Yeah, I think we have to now. We hit nothing good. Wow. Triple Faithless Looting, Pyroclasm, Harbinger. It's really they have Harbinger in Cephalid Coliseum. Yeah, we'll just play Forest. We'll pass. We'll look to either Cycle or Mystic Reflection. Oh, I think they brought their entire sideboard in. They're at 51 cards. That makes sense. Psychic Frog, Milled. They get in with Frog. Draw a card. Spellbomb, sure. We will Cycle. Oh my god, they consigned a memory. Wait, what they... But we still drew? Oh, they consigned the, yeah, they consigned the, mill. That's funny. So because they brought in all their sideboard cards, a lot of cards are just going to be dead. We draw Springheart and Antuco, which isn't very good in this spot. But there's no Archons in the yard. Cast Jace here. Plus on Frog. So that way if it wants to actually deal damage, they have to discard a bunch of cards, which they might not care about. We'll see. Another Frog. Bridge would be a pretty good draw here, I think. We can empty our hand. Alright, no attacks. That's good. Edge Maze, not the best. So we could play Springheart to create like blockers, but they can just get this flying. It's not the biggest deal. I think we plus... Do they have any more red sources? Yeah, they do have Blood Crypt. They can get with the Bloodstained Mire. So let's Surveil. Crab. I'll keep Crab on top. And then we'll just pass. We'll either look to Cycle or Mystic Reflection. Alright, they fetch. Raucous Theater. So they have Raucous Theater, Blood Crypt, and Steam Vents. Put an island to the yard. 47 cards left in their library. Thoughtseize. Alright, we'll let that happen. We'll see what they want to take here. One of these two. Again, you could always foretell this, but I want to hold open for extra sanity and just like hard cast this. They take Springheart. I mean, they don't know about the Crab on top, but that would have been really good to have if they didn't do that. Interesting they took the Springheart though. Alright, they discard an Archon. How many persists? Let's see. Wow, we've hit 0 persists, so... Alright, that's going to hit Jace. They're going to draw a card off that. We'll Cycle. Mystical Dispute. We draw the Crab. Misty Rainforest. Yeah, Springheart would have been awesome here. Play Rune Crab. Play Misty. Crack Misty. Get an island. Mill them for 6. There's a persist. Just 1 persist. There's the Blood Crypt. Okay, cool. Oh, actually, I wanted to field... Damn. Yeah, I wanted to field before that happened. Alright, well, plus on this one. That's my bad. Alright, we're just gonna field them now. Or no. Yeah, let's just field Raucous Theater. We could have gotten 3 more cards. Get another island. Now we can hold up Mystic Reflection if we need... they had the Swamp. So if they don't... So if you know they don't have any basics, you could wait till their draw step to see if they draw the Swamp. I kind of thought they were out of everything. Now they should be out of everything. Alright, they correct Spellbomb just to draw a card. They exile their own graveyard. I wonder why they do that. Unless they're afraid of like surgical effects, maybe? They discard Consigned, Fatal Push. Oh, now they get to kill Jace. Alright, I guess we'll Cephalid Coliseum next turn. Archive Trap. Alright, a little late for that. I mean, we could just hardcast it, I guess. Alright, we'll just pass. They're gonna get in for this. They're gonna get in for at least 6. Let's just... Oh, man. I'm just gonna let them do this. If we wait and they draw cards, it's more likely that they're gonna draw counters for this. But if we do it now and then they have like a different play, then we're gonna not hold up in Mystic Reflection. Alright, they just discard everything. So I guess we'll just hardcast this. Alright, they have 17 cards left. They draw 2. Do they find the persist? That's what I'm saying. Like, we did it before they could draw a counter, but now it looks like they drew the persist for Archon. Kind of funny. I mean, we talked about it, so we knew kind of what was going to happen here. Let's see what we draw. Archive Trap would be nice. Let's see. A little late. Let's Cycle. Sack, draw a card. Echoing Truth. A little late, little late. Yeah, nothing. Alright, so they're bringing in their entire deck. What do we want to do about that? I guess just hope that they don't draw frogs. I like our main deck. If we would have drawn Bridge, we would have been good. We'll try again. No lands, got them all. Alright, we'll keep this, put back the island. We'll just look to Surveil turn 1 and then Crab turn 2. Yeah, they have 68 cards. I guess they only brought in half their sideboard. They fetch. I mean, again, the downside is if they just have Persist in hand, we have no way of doing anything. So like maybe you don't want to Archive Trap them. So we'll say Breeding Pool to the graveyard. Do we want to Archive Trap them? I mean, we're going to be milling them anyway. Like, I think we just got to go for it. Mystical Dispute, that's fine. I mean, if they're going to be disputing the Archive Traps, that's also fine. We hit an Archon. We hit everything there for them. Another Crab. Play Crab. Crab. I'm just going to pass. I'm not going to play the second crab out because I want to get double value here if I can. We'll see if they have Pyroclasm also or just Persist. Fatal Push. I guess I'll fetch now. Get an island. I guess they don't have Persist. That's always a good sign. There's one in the yard, one unearth. So it just depends on how lucky we can get here. Elvish Reclaimer. Let's play that. Heatran Crab. Alright, let's see if they got it. Another push. Or unearth for Oculus. So we need a third land for bridge, and then we also need just mill spells. We're kind of just like doing nothing. They have 6 cards in hand, we have 1. I mean, if they persist the Archon, we just lose. I don't know what they're doing. Faithless Looting. Alright, they shotgun Watergrave. Is this the persist? Emperor of Bones. I mean, it's basically the same thing. We'll take a draw step. Archon, yep. Wow, that's actually the best draw possible. Attack with Elvish Reclaimer. That's actually hilarious. I mean, maybe they have push for this. Actually, does this stop this? No, it doesn't stop it. Never mind. I thought it did. You're not actually casting it, though, so... Alright. Alright, match 4 on the play. I don't really like this hand. We don't have a turn 1 crab. Only 1 blue source, and it's tapped. That's mulligan. This hand's pretty awful also, but we're not going to go to 5. We'll keep crack an island, just in case we draw the crab. We're just going to hedge maze turn 1 and hopefully draw something good. Maybe cycle turn 2. Prismatic Vista. So this is maybe some type of Eldrazi. Let's get a hedge maze. Archive Trap. I guess we'll keep on top. They're going to fetch. Play Misty, and we'll pass. Wow, they didn't fetch. Now they fetch. They play Mountain. I'm assuming this is Eldrazi. No, it's Slivers. Alright, so this is the 1-2 bracket with Slivers. Let's say. Pretty cool. They play Gemhide. So it's like a ramp. So we're just going to cycle here. Tasha's should be pretty awesome, actually. Get the island. Cycle. Just mill stuff. Bring Heart. Guess we'll just cast this, just to kind of gum up the board a little bit. Play Misty, make an insect token, and then we'll pass. We'll cast Visions in like a turn or 2. We just kind of have to mill them out before they kill us. I mean, obviously, but because they're an aggro deck. Gale Rider. Alright, so now we can't block. And a Predatory. Ooh. Alright. Get in for 2. I'll save this. We're gonna get a basic anyway, so it's not a big deal. Another Spring Heart. Okay. I mean, it sucks because everything is flying now, so... I guess we're just gonna Tasha's them. Oh, only 12 cards? What'd we hit? Oh, Thrumming. Man, we hit the 6 drop. And they have a Thrumming Hive Pool. Wow, they had 2. Ruined Crab. Yeah, we're just dead next turn. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I mean, I guess we'll just mill them just to see the rest of their deck, but we're just dead in the air. Yeah, they have first Sliver. I just want to see this go off. There you go. Alright, again, aggro decks, really tough for mill. That's why we have Ensnaring Bridge, but that's about it. Echoing Truth can be good. Whiplash, definitely really good. This 5, we're not going to be attacking. We'll take this out. Affinity. Colony, like usual. Mana Leaks, I'm going to take those out also. They have Cavern, and they just have too much aggression. It's not worth it. I'm not going to bring in Boseiju for the 1 artifact either, so we'll just try this on the play. Alright, we have Ensnaring Bridge. We have Archive Trap. We will keep. We have Whiplash Trap also, which actually bounces all their tokens, which is funny. Yeah, we'll just put Trap underneath. Sliver Hive, Virulent Sliver, Field of Ruin, play Island, we'll pass. We'll look to cycle, I guess. We'll see. We want to empty our hand for Ensnaring Bridge, though, so cycling doesn't help with that. We want them to fetch, that would be ideal. But then we're just going to Field of Ruin them. Gemhide into another one. Yeah, like the 1/1s are just going to kill us. And then us just drawing lands doesn't help either. So I'll play that. We'll just field them now. Get an Island. Archive Trap them. Alright, we'll just pass. I think... maybe we could have whiplashed them last turn. I think I missed that. We just can't draw any more lands, that's the issue. They have all the mana they could use. Dreadscape, yep. Alright, they unearth the first Sliver. See if they have something else they want to cast. It's going to have Cascade, but we can still bounce this. The Gale Rider. Alright, let's just bounce this and this to hand. Whiplash Trap. Alright, they tap for black. We just really want to empty our hand, but we'll see. Nope, another land. Not good. Guess we'll cast Fracture Sanity. Play Field. And just pass. So we know 2 of their cards. Maybe they're just going to start trying to kill us. Again, we just can't draw lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my god. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, we're just dead. Oh, they have double poisonous. Yeah, okay. Alright, final match on the draw. And we're going to mulligan this. It's a 1-lander into another 1-lander. Gonna mulligan again. 3 hands, 3 terrible hands. We're going to keep, go back field, and forest. Really bad. We're up against Eldrazi. Typically a good matchup. We have the field. I don't know if this version's better, or worse. It is Tron, E-Tron, Crab. So play Hedge Maze, Tasha's to the graveyard. No surgical effects, just make this a lot more difficult. We can mill some Tron lands. will feel pretty good. Play Ruin Crab. Island. See if they have Natty Tron. Or Dismember. Yeah. Get some lands. Play Ruin Crab. Yeah, if they don't have that Dismember there, they're pretty screwed, so... And they have Natural Tron. If it's Ugin, we'll concede. Devour, good enough. We know about the Devour. Alright, so we have Boseiju, Ghost Quarter. That's about it. These three. Again, we're not attacking, so we don't need Affinity. Gonna take out Colony. Mystic could be good for Devour and weird stuff like that, but they don't have many creatures. But it'll also copy crabs too, so it's not the... Oh, actually, we want Tasha's out. So let's bring in Echoing Truth. Maybe 6. I guess we'll keep Colony in then. And try that. On the play. This is a 1-lander with field. Got a mull. Double field. Double crab hand we'll keep. Let's put back... Mystic could copy a crab. Nah, let's put back Mystic. It would be a decent 7. I want all of these though. They have Devour again. Let's play crab. They trigger Devour. They don't choose anything. They find Ugin's Lab. They imprint Ugin. Star. Alright, double Archive Trap will be good. Play crab. Field of Ruin. And we're gonna Archive Trap them whenever they crack map, or whenever we field them. So at least we know they're not gonna have Natty Tron. So, it's always a good thing. If they tap this, they lose it next turn. Flash Raker, okay. So they don't care about that, they're just gonna lose the Ugin's Lab. So Forest, we will crack this now. We already hit their Forest, so they should have no more basics, because we hit the 1 Forest. Archive Trap them. Archive Trap them. Now they're at 3 cards. So this is how the game should go. Temple. Stonebrain. We could look at their deck, see if it's anything special. They brought in Ratchet Bomb, Trinisphere, nothing, Chalice of the Void. Just play a land and mill them. Yeah, nothing special. Alright, let's just do that again. Again, if they don't dismember your crabs, you're sitting pretty. Alright, final game, and we're gonna have to mull this hand too. We have no crabs, we have the Boseiju for a Tron land, but like, that's about it. As a crab, Echoing Truth, put back Jace. I'll put back Jace. Echoing Truth can bounce like a map or something. Unless they have Natty Tron, then we're just kind of screwed. I'm going to play out Crab turn 1, assuming they don't have Dismember. You could always just get a Surveil land and then do this. Ugin's Lab. Maybe they have a Flesh Raker. Trinisphere. Okay. Hedge Maze. Play Misty. Mill some stuff. Sucks we drew this, so we can't fetch. We'll just pass. Actually, let's just get an island here. I'm just going to cycle this now also. Just try to like decrease the chances of them ever drawing anything. Power Plant, Tower, Tower, Temple. So they could have K Command. Probably going to kill Crab and draw. So we're just going to hardcast Fractured at this point. 2 top, 1 bottom. Misty there. So we'll shock that in. Cast Fractured. See what they kept on top. Temple, Kozak's Command. We're hitting some good stuff. We hit the Forest. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any Ghost Quarters or Field of Ruins. That's kind of how you win this, like you saw before. And we're kind of flooded here, which sucks. Alright, so they have the map, so now they can get Tron. Yeah, we're just drawing all lands. Hedge Maze, Fractured Sanity. I mean, I guess we'll keep it on top. I don't know. Do they have 1 more tower, it looks like? 1, 2, 3. They do. Anyway, there's no way to mill in response. Oh, they bring back Ugin. I'm trying to think if I want to Echoing Truth the map. Because they will crack here and then have Tron for Ugin. I'm going to Echoing Truth the map here. Make it really awkward for them with Trinisphere. If we could just like not draw a land, that'd be perfect. I mean, we're drawing Fractured Sanity. Oh my god, they just have the natural... They drew the 1 tower. That's crazy. Alright, a little unlucky for us, or a little lucky for them. Now we wish we had the Echoing Truth for the Ugin. We just need to draw a runner. Fractured Sanity, like we knew about. They have 9 cards left. Play Misty. They uptick. They can ultimate Ugin next turn, but I don't know what's left in their deck to even cast. Alright, let's see what they have. Expedition map. They crack map. So if we top deck a mill spell, we win. That's kind of what it comes down to. They fail to find. We'll fetch. Get an island. Can we do it? And we do it. The age-old matchup. Mill versus Tron. And we get there. Alright, so that was your Simic Mill donation deck in Modern. So unfortunately, we didn't really get to do the thing with Sprinheart and Tuco, copying Hedron Crabs and just milling our opponents out. The games we did win, we just kind of played a normal mill deck, and then the games we lost, our deck kind of didn't do anything. We were lucky enough to play against Tron to end 2 and 3. So how did we feel playing the Simic version as opposed to the Dimir version? So we had no Disruption, no Thoughtseize, no Fatal Push. I feel like we really missed those cards. No surgical effects against graveyard decks. The only interaction we had was Mana Leak and Mystic Reflection, and they felt pretty medium in the games we played. The hardest part about this strategy is keeping your crabs alive long enough so that way you can copy them with Springheart or Mystic Reflection. With Lightning Bolts, Fatal Pushes, and Leyline Bindings, there's just so much removal in the meta right now, it's really hard to keep it around long enough to copy them. I think maybe if the deck had a little bit more interaction so that way the crabs could stick around, so when you eventually draw your Nantukos, copying them, milling your opponents out, it might be a lot easier that way. And as for the sideboard, like we talked about, it's a little bit of everything. The ensnaring bridges we never got to draw, but are pretty important. The graveyard hate was fine, land hate was fine. We never brought in Natural Affinity because we didn't face any board wipe decks or control decks. We also didn't bring in Summoning Trap and then only brought in 6 once. Again, we didn't face any control decks, so these weren't necessary. But overall, I think this is a fun idea. If you can get this energy going with copying crabs, then I think you can mill your opponent out really quickly. But overall, the games we won, we just played a typical mill deck. But that'll do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this deck donation video. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Peace.